TV and radio. You are listening to Electric TV Radio.
Showtime. Oh. Fix it. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on the Legbete TV radio. Still recovering my voice. I had a terrible sore throat. I had to go to the hospital to see if I needed an operation over the weekend. It was tough. Couldn't swallow, couldn't talk. I was doing sign language, chatting with my kids and my wife. It was that bad. It was that bad. Like I thought my voice was gone. I started remembering Donny McCauley and I had to go do operation. I was like, God, what's going on? And my son that is not feeling well again, and then I had to join him. But thank God I'm fine after a few medication, injection, and rest. I'm fine. There's the pain here. This side is gone, but there's the pain here, but I'm fine now. How you guys doing? The voice is not fully back, but I think I can get through 1 hour. Even the doctor said I should rest for 3 days. Don't do your show, don't talk, don't be on the radio. Just sleep and listen to the radio. Listen to the radio. I cannot do it, Oga. I've not gotten to that level where I can just disappear after great games this weekend. What's that song? What's that song again? I almost gave up. You know that song? Jesus. Felt like I just couldn't make it anymore. That's the song that Arsenal were singing. Arsenal fans were singing. And then for once in the history of football, Tottenham Hotspur choose not to bottle things. I think if Arsenal, or when Arsenal eventually wins the title, they need to invite Harry Kane. Don't forget that Harry Kane is a former Arsenal junior player. So they need to invite Harry Kane and make him just touch the title. Celebrate a victory party. Invite Harry Kane. Because what he's done for us, 18 days ago, they went to Etihad. They were 2 goals up. But it became a Mahrez show. But this time around, Mahrez was not Rez. It was not Riyadh. There was nothing. One of the most overrated player in Man City. And people say, "Go because they're losing," and that's what I'm saying. This. One of the most overrated player in Man City. I find that because I was really doing a player-by-player research on Man City player. One of the most overrated player in Man City, I found that is Bernardo Silva. Like when I look at the stats, and I said to myself, Jehovah Leo, this player that everybody think that is the Alpha and Omega. He not Alpha and Omega nothing. So Bernardo Silva have not scored 10 goals in any season. Bernardo Silva have not made more than 7 assists in any season. So back-to-back 7-7. 8 goals he scored last season was the highest. So I'm asking myself, why was all those shakara that I was doing? And I'm bothered. Then I went back to the João Cancelo because I was just trying to study the Pep Guardiola. I know that people will call me at the end of the season when they don't win anything, probably don't win the Champions League, they end up empty-handed this season. People will come in saying a whole lot of things. So I said, okay, let me go and prepare myself now, waiting for that conversation. And then I realized that Jack Cancelo have no business being angry. Last season, he was the most capped player for Man City. Played more games than any other player in the team. So the coach decided, okay, we're rotating you, we're rotating the squad. You got to rest, wait a little bit, and give other people a chance. I thought that as a team player, probably that's how I grew up in football. You should be happy. That, and don't get me wrong, every player wants to play. And sometimes you get very, very pissed off when one small rat, that's the way we say it. One small rat, this is not discrimination, one small rat from the academy called Rico Lewis is taking your place. But hey, listen, would it not be good for your team to be rich in depth than just having just you and not knowing who will play? And the only way that happens is to get regular playing time. Look at Balogun Folarin. Giving him regular playing time now is the top goal scorer in the French Ligue 1 because he's playing regularly. So you need to get regular playing time to be able to improve your game and to be able to, do it. Like I said on Friday, just like the Ebenezer boy that everybody's now talking about the best transfer of the window, blah, 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 blah. And guys, those of you asking me for the video, it's coming out, okay? We had a deal. We should have brought it out since like 2 weeks ago. But we had a deal in place with Remo Stars that it's their player, they want to have the shine first. Normally, it's not done. No media will say, oh, you take the glory, let us take a backstep. No, it's a competition. But I've also realized that I'm not in this for competition. I'm in this for impact. So sometimes you could just, you know what, let them do their thing. I always say to myself, I don't care what anybody does in this space, or in this digital sports media digital space. I am the guy who is leading the way and others will follow. But then you can lead and others will follow and overtake you too. That's the truth. If you're not dynamic enough, if you're not creative enough, if you're not flexible enough. And so I'm not in competition with anybody. When we started in 2017, coaches and players were not even on social media. They were not on Twitter, they were not on Instagram. Today, you see the numbers have grown up. And just when we did production of the MPFL game, I remember it was a battle to say they must produce it and stream it on YouTube and Facebook. Now it's a normal thing. So I think for me, I'm happy that, I charted a path and a course for Nigerian football and it's working well. And there's plenty of room for improvement. And let's not lie, there's plenty of room for improvement. And we'll keep pushing the conversation, keep pushing the narrative. And so that video will come out. So those of you asking, where's the Ebenezer video? It will come out. But remember, like I said on Friday, sometimes what makes you shine, and because everybody was asking why is it not in the under 17 team, is the opportunity provided. And sometimes the opportunity might not even come from your father's house. And in your father's house, I mean like Remo Stars. It was ATFA, Alex Transfiguration Football Club or Football Academy that had the access to Verreggio. Verreggio Cup, a competition that has been going on for 72 years, plus, if you add the years that COVID cut away, over 72 years, but they've done 72 edition. That provided, and they've had people like Cesc Fabregas, Michael Owen, Conaguero, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Mono Petit, Adrien Rabiot, and one time or the other, Payet, Dimitri Payet, all of these guys have played in this competition. So it's really like the Gothenburg Cup or Gotia Cup, whatever, this competition is big. And that's where it was spotted last year March. So it's not like, this transfer would have open and it was just lucky. No, this is not luck. Don't live your life based on luck. It wasn't lucky. It was the fact that somebody had invested his money and his time for over 2 years. This was before 2019. This was before even COVID. And then COVID delayed. And then when there was time for them to go last year, they picked him. And that was where it was seen, spotted. But then it was not 18. He had to wait till it was 18 in November. So for those of you saying, why didn't he go to the under 17? Even if he had gone to the under 17, his age would not allow him play at the qualifiers of the World Cup because he already passed on the age of under 17. But beyond that, let's also make it very clear to people. Many players who play at the under 17 use the under 17 as a springboard, a launching pad to introduce themselves to the world. Now, if you have gone to Verreggio and you have over 17 different clubs talking to your parent club already, your parent club, and you know that you are sure of at least 5 of them, what is the use of going to on the 17th. You understand? That's exactly what happened. So I needed to clear the air. Yeah, once again, let me start the show now. My name is Daffy Matthias. I'm going to love to come in and look at the response. This is the Sports Buffet. Welcome to the Monday edition. It was a weekend of ups and downs. Yes, just when Arsenal, everybody felt like, oh, Arsenal are now finally out of the title race. Man City will be 2 points behind, and then when they play on the 15th of February, Man City will beat Arsenal silly, and then that will be the end of the journey. Well, Spurs decided to do something that they normally would not do. Again, Arteta finds it that under Arsene Wenger, Everton was one of those teams that is guaranteed victory 4-0, 3-0, 5-0. But under Arteta or Unai Emery, Arsenal have not gone to Goodison Park and come back well, right? It's been either 2-1, 1-1, 1-0. Arsenal have not won under Arteta at Goodison Park. So they went there again trying to win with the kind of form that they are in, but that didn't happen. Arsenal lost. Sean Dyche's reinvigorated team. And don't say it's because of Sean Dyche, because remember when Damari Gray scored that last minute goal in that 2-1 win last season before. So even under Lampard, when they were not doing well, they've beaten him. Even before him, they've beaten him. So it's not about what a new coach wants. It's just that it's a place that Arsenal doesn't go well. And then the same weekend, Man City were playing at a stadium where they've not even scored a single goal. Yes, say I said so. Man City have not scored a goal at the new White Hart Lane. Even the old one, they've not won there under Pep Guardiola. Yes, that's the one place that Man City have not won. So Tottenham knew that whether their coach was sick or not available, whether assistant coach is going to stand there like a bus conductor, they were still going to win that game. And that's exactly what happened. Even if Man City, Tottenham were not playing well against Man City, they always find a way to play well. And that's exactly how the story ended. And they won that game 1-0. Well, there was a shock old Casemiro got his first straight red card in his career over the weekend as well. It was unexpected. But to me, and I know VR has interpreted it, there's something I can change. And I'm not trying to be nice to Manchester United fans, but I just felt like he was trying to hold him back. Like, he just, the hand got into the wrong place. Okay. Oh, God. You know, you're stealing meat from pot and your mom just walked back to you and said, what are you doing there? Your hand is inside your bowl of soup. The meat is in your hand and your hand is like this. Your hand is like this. But the meat is there. Your bowl is dripping. What do you say? What defense? Even if you want to say you're warming the soup, though, your hand needs to be in the pot. You understand? Cut in the cookie jar. That's exactly what happened. But hey, it's one of those things that happen in football. Well, there's so many sides of the weekend conversation. And I'm going to leave it to you guys. What do you guys want us to talk about? Victor Osimhen scoring goals like goals are going out of fashion. Still not taking the penalty as far as still, whatever they call that guy. The Georgian man took the penalty that happened. And then two scrappy goals, I must say. Poor goalkeeping from this pressing goalkeeper. And the ball landed on the head of Victor Osimhen. Another time, another day, another place, the goalkeeper will punch that ball. But probably the height of his jump will make the ball go over the bar, but the ball rested in the net. Very small stadium, the ball rested in the net. The second goal, go my scramble, kind of like not proper pass, but then again, dribble, and then they laid the ball to Victor Osimhen. It wasn't even really properly balanced, but then he jabbed the ball into the net. My take here is, it seems like since Ademola Lookman has said, not I might catch him, but I will catch him. Victor Osimhen just changed his mind, like, okay, you know what? Let's put this on a fire. Let's press nitro. Please press nitro. Let's roll now. And he's 2 goals away. You know how everybody always say George Weah is the greatest African player to play in play football, and I've always argued against that, right? George Weah have 46 goals in Italian Serie A, and that's the highest by any African player. That's, you can add Kanwakwo, you can add Family too, George Weah, everybody, every African that I played there, Boateng, anybody. You understand me? As a Morgan, if you put him there, Chukwundukwe, who played for what's it called, Judo Gallo, all of them. 46 goals is the number. Victor Osimhen never started, plenty injury here and there. He's just 2 goals away. He has scored 45 goals in total for Napoli. 2 more goals and he's up there with the best. Okay, so let's see how that goes eventually. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I am just keeping my fingers crossed and saying to myself, it's not going to take time. It's not going to take time for that to happen. And when it happens, it'll become the all-time leading goal scorer. And then, by adventure, it looks like they're going to win the league this season. It also looks like that he is going to be the top goal scorer this season. Anything can happen. My prayer doesn't get injured, and he keeps scoring the way, scoring two every game. He needs a run of hat trick too to just to just balance the whole thing. This is the season. If you hat trick here and there will not kill anybody. I think that's what's good. But I can take your take on this one. Real Madrid could not win to save their life. Seems like they are ushering FC Barcelona to the title in a season that is perceived to be a bad season. So Xavi might end up winning the La Liga title. But now this is, and also they say the Copa del Rey semi-finals to play with Real Madrid, which they might win and go on to the finals and win it. They might win a double. Don't forget that they're playing Manchester United in the knockout round of the Europa Cup. Let's say hypothetically, I'm not sure they will beat Man United, but let's say hypothetically they beat Man United and they go on. So I'm putting out this question now. If Barcelona wins the Europa Cup, wins the Copa del Rey, wins the La Liga, would you still say that Xavi has started on a bad footing? Because some people think, it's not good enough. A lot of people, I remember at the beginning when I said, this is the guy that will turn the team around, everything. People forget all those monetary problems. And people say, no, you don't know what you're saying. Would you still consider Xavi an amateur coach, a coach that is not good enough? The call is yours now to make. Make your call. Let me see what you think about that one, because it's how you judge it that I would also take it from. Well, what about Arsenal? Are you still convinced that Arsenal are going to fall off the ledge? Because you have to consider two factors. The teams that are chasing Arsenal are not really putting in the best of consistency. Apart from Manchester United, Man City are not really as consistent. They say if you lose 5 games in the league, in the Premier League, you can't win the title. Man City have lost 5 games already this season. Can they still go on to win the title? Are you still putting your smart money on Man City to go win the title? Would Manchester United catch Man City, overtake them, and then still catch Arsenal and overtake Arsenal? Mind you, Arsenal and Man U don't play each other again, so there's no idea of them cancelling each other. What do you think? The story just broke that Chelsea are now looking at Luis Enrique. Last week, I advised that there are 2 coaches that are available for the job, Luis Enrique and Zinedine Zidane. Now, there is talk behind the grapevine that Chelsea are now looking at Luis Enrique and saying to themselves, see, this Potter cannot mold anything. Nothing. If you like, give him the full length of his contract, 6 years, now relegation, championship, they'll be playing with this expensive contract that they have with these players. So it is time to act. Billionaires, like I say, don't make mistake. They can pet you, say nice words to you. When it comes to being decisive, they would slash you like a surgical blade, surgical precision, and that's exactly what is coming. What would you advise Todd Bowley? Hey, I'm returned. I see you. Thank you very much. I got a mail that my jersey is on his way. Right? Thank you very much. Thank you. My Arsenal jersey is on his way. Promise being kept. Some people keep to their words. I know many people who's made promises that I cannot even count anymore. Well, what do you think? Is Luis Enrique the guy that will come in? Let's not forget that every foreign coach that have come to England with the top teams have at least done well. Okay, they've improved the team. They've at least won something. What's going to happen? Luis Enrique, Pep Guardiola, Eric Ten Hag, Arteta in the same league. Think about it for a minute. Luis Enrique, Pep Guardiola, Eric Ten Hag, Arteta in the same league. All these people have something in common. All of them have the Pepelistic, Barcelona-listic, La Masia in common. Okay, all of them going to be in the Premier League. Now, wow, hey, the Johan Cruyff products, all of them are here to stay. But you know that somehow Luis Enrique is a tad bit more pragmatic, different from Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola does not like strikers. Luis Enrique loves strikers, and so we'll see where we'll go. And to those of you who say Victor Osimhen should go to Chelsea, if Luis Enrique come to Chelsea, would you advise him to go? For me, I would say I'm waiting for your answer. Let me wait for your response and see how he goes. That's the story that we have to talk about today. Well, I also have plans to talk about most transfers that did not go through. So there is this report on Daily Mail that I want to read, and when I've done with that, that's for this window, this window, and then I'll bring back some stories. Some I've shared here before, and then I'll add some to it. Okay, so this is the story that was on Daily Mail. I saw the weekend, and I said to myself, I'm going to use it on my show. Okay, the transfer window slammed shut on Tuesday night with clubs across Europe racing against time to get the necessary paperwork completed before the deadline. Okay, many clubs managed to beat the clock, getting deals over the line to bolster their squad for the second half of the season. But there was heartbreak for others, with Hakim Ziyech's proposed switch to Paris Saint-Germain falling through last minute. Jesus Christ. And the way that they fell through looked like sabotage. Like somebody just wanted to mess the boy up. Like the boy doesn't have respect. And somebody said, let's mess him up. Okay, the Chelsea winger is believed to be very upset that he did not get his loan move away from Stamford Bridge, but he's not the only player to miss out on deadline day transfer in bizarre circumstances. Bizarre in yaga circumstances. So this is how Sportsmail extruded and profiled the players that had a high-profile botch transfer. Zier preferred to spend the rest of the campaign in West London. Okay, so let's touch base with them. And starting at number one is Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea blame computer glitch fulfilled Ziyech's move. Okay, let's start with Ziyech. It's as it remains fresh in the memory. After Chelsea failed signed fellow forward Mikhailo Modric, João Felix, and Noni Madueke earlier in the transfer window, it appeared the right time for Ziyech to move on and play regular football elsewhere. And Ziyech is 29, even though he looked like he's 50 years old. Excuse me. Okay. PSG wanted a 29-year-old, and a deal was in place for Ziyech to move to French capital. The two clubs just needed to get the final document signed, and Ziyech would join PSV. Sounds simple, right? And the funny thing is, Ziyech had even flown to Paris Saint-Germain. They've given him a jersey. He's won it. The media team have done the recording. They were just waiting for the announcement, and then they'll blow it everywhere. Suffer for nothing. Suffer for nothing. Okay, maybe not. According to French media, Chelsea sent the incorrect document 3 times and missed several phone calls from PSG as the French club desperately tried to get the deal completed before 11 p.m. deadline. By the time the correct document came through, it was too late and the deal was off, as confirmed by Ligue 2 Football Professional, LFP, early on Wednesday morning. Okay, Chelsea having blamed the computer glitch for the documentation. And computer glitch also making not picking a phone call, failing to reach PSG on time. But the French club were not amused by the Blues' explanation and are furious that they missed that on Ziyech. Okay, just when you think that that's the only one, let me take you on a different journey now. Okay, Ashklad stopped Blackburn signing Lewandowski. How did this happen? Lewandowski, that that's not currently the La Liga top goal scorer, that's got plenty of goals for Borussia Dortmund, scored plenty of goals for Poland, and scored plenty of goals for Bayern Munich, won Champions League, won everything. Now, this is a story that you may not have known. Robert Lewandowski has been one of the best strikers on the planet for over a decade, staring at Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and now FC Barcelona. But his career could have been very different if he had joined Blackburn in 2010. Yes, that's 13 years ago. Yes, that's right. A move to Elwood Park was actually on the cards for the Polish forward. After speaking to then Blackburn manager Sam Allardyce, Lewandowski was invited to watch the team play against Everton so that he could get a sense of the place before potentially joining the club. Robert Lewandowski. Only Iceland's, this guy's name, I always struggle to pronounce it, okay? Eyjafjallajökull volcano then erupted and caused an ash cloud, okay? Resulting in flights being cancelled across Europe. And with that eruption, when Blackburn's chance of signing Lewandowski, he never went to see the team play and ended up joining Dortmund later that year. He's done pretty well for himself since winning 10 Bundesliga titles and the Champions League. Now, this was the God saying, nah, you cannot go to relegation. We have primed you and prepared you for greatness and for Ballon d'Or, for success. Even though you are from a country that would never win the World Cup, but you can't go to Blackburn because even you alone, one hand cannot remove lice from head. So you alone cannot do it. And since there was nothing, no contract, no agent problem, Volcano decided to erupt. The Volcano name itself he had to pronounce. James poses with a Leeds shirt, then heads back to Swansea. Remember that moment? Okay. Let me refresh your memory. It was 2018, 2019, so you should already know that time. Dan James broke into the Swansea first team at the start of the 2018-2019 season, and after impressing in the early stages of the campaign, he looked set to join promotion chasing Leeds United in January. It didn't happen. The deal was agreed. James headed up to Leeds to sign on the dotted line. He was so confident that he would be joining the club that he even posed with a Leeds shirt with his name on the back. So don't wait and think, oh, this thing is just happening today. And it's not just only to black players, or it doesn't just only happen in Nigerian league. It happens everywhere in the world. Okay. So as he started having second thoughts, though, leaving James hanging around the Leeds training ground, waiting to see whether he would be allowed to leave the watch club or not. Unfortunately for him, this was all caught on camera as well as part of Amazon's documentary series on Leeds, Take Us Home. Eventually, Swansea decided to keep James and he stayed there until the end of the season. 6 months later, he joined Manchester United, and 2 years later, that he did finally move to Leeds before being loaned to Fulham. So, what a story. How long the road takes for you to move from Swansea, from Wales, to Leeds United. You have to go there, take a picture, come back, go to Manchester United, go to Leeds, and go to... Okay, let's talk about Loic Remy a little bit. Loic Remy fails Liverpool medical before winning the title at Chelsea. Now, this was strange, right? But I think that Chelsea people called the Liverpool doctors, and Eva Canero should be involved in this one, and say tell them that he failed the test, we'll give you small money, and this will happen. Yeah, this is me just creating my conspiracy theory anyway. That's not written. Loic Remy scored 14 goals in 26 league matches for Newcastle in the 2013-2014 season, and it quickly became clear that QPRO were not going to be able to hold on to him when his loan spell at St. James's Park ended. Liverpool identified Remy as a potential replacement for Luis Suarez that summer as the Uruguayan headed off to Barcelona, and French striker just needed to complete the medical to secure the move to Anfield. However, the club's doctors were not happy with the result of Remy's medical, and the Reds pulled the plug in the last minute. Well, Chelsea say, you know what? You don't like the result? That's the kind of result we're looking for. Chelsea had no such concern and quickly swooped in to sign Remy from right under the nose of rivals Liverpool. Okay, the following season, Chelsea won the league for the first time in 5 years, finishing 25 points clear of Liverpool, who had special medicals who they do oversabi work. Okay, who ended up with 6 after losing Suarez and opting against bringing in Loic Remy. Meanwhile, Remy chipped in with 7 goals in 19 top flight games to rub salt into Liverpool's wound. Listen, Patrick, where are you? Barcelona missing out on Araujo by 18 seconds. Remember this deal? Okay, let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, Barcelona already have one Araujo in their ranks. Okay, center back Ronald, but decided in January that wasn't enough as they made their move for LA Galaxy fullback Julian Araujo. Okay, the clubs agreed a $4 million, 3.2 million pounds fee, and it was then a race to get the paperwork completed. The problem for Barcelona was that they were also trying to offload Hector Bellerin at the same time, and they reportedly started their paperwork for Araujo too late. By the time the paperwork came in, it was 18 seconds late. Can't you just let it be? What's wrong with these people and their proficiency with timing? Okay, Bellerin got his move with the former Arsenal defender joining Sporting Lisbon until the end of the season, but there was no such love for Araujo as Barcelona submitted his paperwork 18 seconds after the deadline, saying that every second counts, may seem a little extreme when their transfer window is open for a full month, but it is the case. It did come. Barcelona are now waiting to see if FIFA will ratify the deal, but cases from the past indicates that their chances of getting positive outcome is next to nothing. Okay, Leicester City are 40 seconds too slow for Silva. This one is funny, not Bernardo Silva, Adrian Silva. Okay, let me tell you this story. I'm sure you guys know the story anyway. August 2017, it's not too far. You should know it. Okay, Leicester know Barcelona, Spain. In fact, they came even closer to signing a player than the Catalan giant, but alas, they were also beaten by the club. Adrian Silva looked to be heading to the King Power Stadium in August 2017 for £22 million from Sporting Lisbon, simple club where Manchester United got Cristiano Ronaldo for. Okay, it was a big money move for the Foxes, and they had needed to work hard to get an agreement in place. After all that effort, all that hard work, and everything put together, eventually they did, and it all came down to getting the paperwork sent to FIFA, which they did only. It arrived 14 seconds after the deadline. God, what is that? What is 14 seconds, by the way? I don't understand. It's not even up to a minute. It's still within the hour. Well, time is time. And FIFA weren't feeling in a particular generous mood as they blocked the move despite Leicester protestation. FIFA finally joined Leicester in January 2019. Was the hassle worth it? Not really, as he went on to make just 21 appearances for the club and did not score a single goal before leaving for Sampdoria on a free transfer the following year. Now let's talk about David De Gea. I'm sure you must have heard the famous talk about fax machine. And if you're in Nigeria, you're hearing this, you're like, they use fax. Well, in countries where people advance, they don't get new technology and kick away the old ones. They still sustain it and grow with it. It's only, in Nigeria, your pastors will tell you, this is my year of new beginning. Every year we are doing new beginning. That's why we are not progressing. Because if you keep beginning every day, at the same place you still do, right? But let's not bring, this is not about pastor. This is about transfer deals that did not go through. Now, fax machine to what David De Gea's Real Madrid move. Imagine that for a minute. Thibaut Courtois, you would not have been there now. It would have been David De Gea. Story would have been different. Maybe David De Gea to Madrid, and then Thibaut Courtois to Manchester United. Maybe, who knows? Story would have been different. Then Thibaut Courtois would not have Champions League. David De Gea would have Champions League, or probably David De Gea would make them not to win Champions League. We never know. Maybe Liverpool would have won that Champions League in the finals if David De Gea was a goal. A lot of things would have happened. I don't know. Nobody knows. But this happened in 2015, so let's go. Let's talk about it a little bit. It's been a while now. It's 8 years ago. Okay. Some expect fast machine to be going out of fashion in the 21st century, but they were still going strong at Real Madrid in 2015. That summer, the Spanish Giants struck a deal with Manchester United that would see David De Gea move to the Bernabeu, with Keylor Navas going the opposite direction. Finally, Keylor Navas has found his way to the Premier League, but he's playing for an NPFL club in the Premier League called Nottingham Forest. Stuck in the Forest, saved them over the weekend. How did they finalize? Did they decide to finalize the switch? That's right. They used a fax machine, and that was the normal thing that everybody uses anyway. So it's not as if they were behind time. It will come as no surprise as anyone that has ever used the fax machine I have that this slowed down the process and resulted in the documentation being sent off after the deadline, meaning the deal. What's up? Never admitted afterward that he was in tears following the failed move, but he went on to win 2 more Champions League trophies with Real Madrid to share himself up. The guy remains at United 8 years later and has racked up over 500 appearances for the club. Don't raise your trophy. I just thought I should add that one shot. Now, let me tell you something about Zinedine Zidane. You know Zinedine Zidane that played in the UEFA Cup finals against Bayern Munich in 2005 for Bordeaux, under being coached by Gernot Rohr. Yes, Gernot Rohr. Gernot Rohr was his coach at the time. Lizardo Bizarrazul, Ilya Thuram, Christophe Dugarry, Yuri Jokovic, if I'm not mistaken, Zinedine Zidane, the way that scored. They lost the UEFA Cup finals to Bayern Munich. Okay, you also know him playing for Juventus. And the Italians had the guts, the audacity to say that Alessandro Del Piero is better than Zidane. Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion. As Antonio Beckenbauer says, opinions are like noses, everybody have them. Okay, they're not like BMW. Some people say it's like BMW. No, they're not like BMW because not everybody have BMW. Okay, but in this case, one club thought they have opinion or they have Zidane, a whole Zidane for this year club. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, this morning I'm in this mood to talk about this type of things, right? Blackburn Rovers, yeah, they won the league title in 1995, so they felt like, okay, they are now big boys, they can sign anybody. After all, they signed Alan Shearer, they have Chris Sutton, what are we saying? SMS, SAS. Okay, Blackburn were flying high in 1995, fresh off the back of PP Manchester United to the Premier League title, sitting at the top of English football pyramid. They had their peak of their best players, including a certain Zinedine Zidane, who was starting to make his mark at Girondins Bordeaux in France. Playing in behind the famous SAS combination of Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton, Zidane would have likely fitted in seamlessly. But thank God he didn't go there. Mom, Iharo, Mom, you go to English, boy, I don't win anything again. Mom, thank God you didn't go there. Nobody win. I Ballon d'Or English football. I tell you, Mom. Hey, but Blackburn owner Jack Walker felt differently and allegedly made the claim. Why do you want to sign Zidane when we have Tim Sherwood? Tim Sherwood, that Mumu commentator that does not know his job. Jesus Christ. Zidane proceeded to show Walker over the next decade exactly why any club would want to sign him, as he won the World Cup, the Champions League, the European Cup, the Ballon d'Or. Sherwood left Blackburn in 1999, just months before they were relegated from the top flight to join Tottenham Hotspur. That's the story. That's the story. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one so that I can read your stories and your messages and the rest. You remember, if you're a Liverpool fan, you should know this guy. Ryan Babel is a Dutch player. He was also in that 2005 Holland 2005. That's what's it called? On the 20 World Cup that Nigeria got to the finals and lost to Messi. Yeah, it was there. It was there in that competition. After joining Liverpool in 2007, Mbappe had fallen out of favor by 2010 and looked to be closing in on an exit from Anfield that summer. Tottenham and West Ham were both linked with the Dutchman, and when he headed towards the capital in a helicopter on deadline day, football fans were intrigued to see where he would land. Yet, no one actually saw him touch down in London, and he was back in Liverpool by the evening. How? I cannot tell. But I remember that once upon a time, Kanu Wanko entered the plane from London. This capturing entering a plane from London heading to Nigeria. He never got to Nigeria. Well, qualifiers, Nigeria qualifying match. So such miracles does happen. You know, we watch movie where a plane will take off and then disappear, and 5 years later it appears somewhere else. Okay, he ended up hanging around on Merseyside for another 5 months before joining Offenheim in January 2011. Babel would get the chance to play in London when he moved to Fulham in January 2019, but the club were relegated that season and he left to join Galatasaray 6 months later. Right, that's where I draw it. I would have given you the Osazone Wenger's drive to QPR, but I'm sure you guys already know that one. That story is so popular. Okay, somebody says, read it, just tell us. Okay, that's the last one I'll take. Okay, Odewenga drive to QPR. This one was funny, okay? It's only right. I think I read now, just to mess him up, Sha. It's only right to finish with this classic on its 10-year anniversary. Peter Osaze Odewenga decided that that his time at West Brom was done in January 2013 and took matters into his own hands by driving to QPR training ground to force through a move to the London club. Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? It was trespassing. Okay? It was even greeted at the gate by Sky Sports cameras and stopped for a quick interview out of his car, how we know, where he declared that he was ready for the new chapter. The chapter was not written, no, there was no chapter. But West Brom and QPR had not agreed a deal, and the striker was refused access to the latest facility as he was made to wait outside in his car. The deadline ticked by, and as I said, they were again had to drive the drive of shame, was forced to drive back to the Midland to rejoin West Brom teammate. Unsurprisingly, it was so to Cardiff the next transfer window. He never did end up playing for QPR. Well, it's a story. This is how the cookie crumble, right? Yeah, I said I was going to do this morning show in a very soft, non-aggressive way, and I think that's what I have done. The grill, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Like I said some weeks ago, no matter what Arsenal do this season, all our competitors will always find a way to make this work for them. Yes, in the Bible, there's a scripture for it. All things work together for the good of them that are called Arsenal, to the glory of God. That's not the right of the Bible. No, I don't see the right of the Bible. That's not how they wrote it in the Bible. Well, let me come to my family, my YouTube family. Yes, everybody. Woo! Comment is plenty. This is good for me. Let me say greetings, boss. Good morning to you. And he said football for the week. Shoko. I say sorry, boss. God heal you. Thank you very much. Jeremiah Ehiri. Where have you been? Okay. He said good day to you. He said Patrick. He said good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. And then Lord Mayor showed up and he said that Everton madness will happen again. I feel it's just one of. No, it's not one of. It's been happening like this. Sean Dykes, the madman. That tactics. Now dead. 3 defensive midfielder in 1 match. But I mean, they've played less and also still gotten better result over Arteta. There's just that team that's your boogie team. Everything is Arteta's boogie team. Let's just hope that we move on past them and no wahala. Leo Ode says, boss, Bonjour, how are you, my brother? Good morning to you. I'm so happy for Victor Osimhen. He's making us proud as a Nigerian here in Italy. And also, I'm happy City Drop Point. Always, your show is my morning breakfast. Thank you very much. See, when I hear this, my heart leap for joy. Like, okay, I know I'm doing the right thing. Thank you so much. There is room for improvement. So I won't lie, there's room for improvement. When I watch AFTV, when I watch the United Stand, now I watch YouTube just to learn. Like, okay, what do they have? All these things that I'm still using laptop camera. These guys are already using 4K cameras to stream using mixers. I would love to do that. I don't have the money right now. I'm focusing on raising the money to buy those equipment, and I'll do it, guys. See, I'll do it. All this scroll bar and the rest that you guys are always suggesting for me. It's not like I don't know. I will do it. It's just I was not there yet. I won't lie to you. I thought I have what it takes, and I'm going to grow this step by step. If the subscribers increase, listen, if the subscribers increase, my views increase, I put up content there, we are getting 1 million views, 2 million views, then we'll not have money. Yes, on Saturday, somebody asked me that, how much have I collected from my YouTube channel since I started? I said, I've not collected a dime. And he said, how possible is that? I said, I've not. And he didn't understand. He said, so plus all this money that people, I said, yes, I've not collected a dime. But he didn't understand. He thought I'm just lying to him. But it's the truth. I have not collected a dime. Have we made money? Yes. So I changed the threshold. So let me explain that so that people will know. YouTube says, once your money gets to $100, you should take it. Now, it's okay if it's a one-man show, you're just doing a one-man thing like that. Every time you get $100, you take it. But then, how would you be able to access how you have used your money well? So what I did was to change my own threshold to $10,000. The reason for that is I want a point where we get to $10,000, we'll take out the money, and we're able to either give the guys that are working here like bonuses, or so okay, we need to improve our equipment. Let's buy this camera, let's buy this one, let's do this one, let's fix this. It will not make sense. That's the reason for it. So when I vote up to 30% of that money, so we really, really need people to subscribe. Not just that, but watch our content and help us to grow. So that's explanation, because I get too many people asking that question lately, and I feel let me explain it so that you guys will know how it really works. And I think that we're growing, we're making progress. We'll get there eventually, right? Thank you very much, Leone. And he went on to say, thanks for the good work you are doing for us sports fans. I appreciate it. And thanks for being there for me as well, because it's not easy You could be anywhere else. There are a lot of better channels than mine, and you choose to be here for 1 hour and 1 hour plus sometimes. Thank you very much. Let me I say, for music, Burna Boy lost Grammy. Boss, do you feel it was rightful? Judge, just your opinion. So the thing is, when we win, we always say we deserve it. We don't look at the other people that lost out, and when we lose, we should also be that graceful to say, okay, the judges, the panel, and then the voters. So you have to first of all go look at how the award is given, how the voting process is done. Did we vote the online? Last was it's a global hit, but then there's competition. Now, don't forget that people who also organize award just wants to take it in their own way. I'm not saying that the award is bad, but I'm not going to blame the Grammy. I followed the Grammy since I was a kid. I've loved it, and every time anybody wins, we celebrate with them. I'm not going to sit here now and say because my own Nigerian guy didn't win, I want to come up with a conspiracy theory. Congratulations to the winners. But I will do another song that probably will win. The fact that we're even getting nominated, and it is strange that I'm talking like this because I normally don't like talking like this. Okay, I don't believe in that's at least we got nominated. No, if you're in it, you need to win it. But then there are certain things you win that you do not have control over. You know your song is there. You're not going to bribe anybody. You're not going to fight anybody. So congratulations on the winners. It doesn't take anything away from Burna Boy. Burna Boy is a global superstar right now. So raising the flag for us as Nigerians, just as Osimhen is doing in football and the other players are doing. I'm happy for him. I don't need a Grammy to validate him, but it would be good for him to win it. But whatever, there's another one coming down the road. Michael later, I said, good morning, bros, come on to you. Why is Osimhen not playing penalties? It's not the official penalty kick taker. It doesn't have to take it. Okay, so the club have decided before now that Fratellia is the guy who takes the penalty, and it's the guy that's going to take the penalty. And he's going to. Wouldn't you rather see him win the highest goal scorer award without a penalty? You know, makes sense. To make sense, like, okay, this guy won this thing without a single penalty. For me, I would like it. I would love it. I don't know about you. Okay, he said, I feel he should demand for it. No, he can't. If he demand for it, that would break the team. That would break the team. That would see him as being selfish. The goal of the team is not for him to win the Golden Boot. That's not the primary goal. That's a secondary goal. The goal is to win the league title. Victor Osimhen going to demand for the penalty will be like pressure is coming on him now. He now feels like he cannot score anymore. He needs penalty to add up. That will just create a whole lot of messy situation in the team. If the guy who is kicking, let's say at some point, this is what I'm thinking. At some point, they've guaranteed the title because the way it's going, Napoli might win the title with 5 games to spare, 5 or 6, or probably even 8 games to spare. The way it's going, if they keep going at this rate. But Inter Milan is not relenting, so they're still coming, but then they're still at 13 points between them. Now, if there's 5 games to go, and maybe Lookman is not very close, they secured the title. I think for Atella, if they win the penalty, they will just say, you know what, Victor, go and play it. You understand? It's yours. Go and take it. That would be a different decision. But right now, I don't think it's a big deal. He's still leading. He's still the guy up there. Why would he now go and be demanding? The demand for it will bring the team spirit. So the team spirit is very, very good right now. The whole relationship. The guy who plays penalty always create goals for him. There's just very fantastic way they play right now. I like the way they are playing. I would not support that. I mean, when I chat with him, I always tell him, don't bother about it. Just keep. Because what you do is you will not lower your work. That will win penalty. You start looking for penalties that you will play. Now you know you're not going to play penalties. Look for the goals. Score goals. That's what's most important. The day they decide, okay, Victor, come and play penalty, you play. But right now, focus on scoring goals. Who say you can score 30 goals without a single penalty kick on it? I mean, it's a possibility. So I think it should just focus on that one and move on with it. I feel he should demand for it. He's at the verge of becoming the first African to win CIA top scorer. His team should support him more. They're supporting him now. They're creating chances for him. Lord Mayor, I say Man City have not scored in Sports New Stadium in 5 to 6 meetings. Yeah. Adegbola Oluwaseun, he said, good morning, bro. Talking about the race in England, I think something is wrong between Pep Guardiola and some senior players in Manchester City team. Well, whatever is wrong, if Pep Guardiola doesn't win the title, they too don't win it. So let's see who suffered the most. You know, somebody used to say that if you say you go hold person, that made the person not go. go forward. You two go stay there because you need to hold them down to be there. So whatever they are doing, if it was Arsenal should keep winning. Arsenal should just find a way to keep winning. That's all I care about. Admiral says, Eze Patrick, fallout, come defend your Liverpool team. Eze Patrick, don't come out. So you say, Lord Mayor, now FSG get Liverpool. Nigeria is enough stress. Liverpool, they find who they go kill. Okay. Wow, Liverpool. This I'd say because out of pity for Liverpool fans, friends that I have, I don't want to talk about Liverpool again. Liverpool is shit. Jesus. Wolves, even Wolves had to pity for them. Wolves right 2-0. That is 2-0 that they win. It's not 3-0. That they don't have that goal that own goal is not, they don't need to catch the own goal. That's how bad Liverpool have become. Jesus Christ. Let me say, Patrick, Chester to you must talk. Liverpool are the worst team in England currently. And the Olara just say good morning and good morning to you. Arsenal got lucky over the weekend. Chelsea and Liverpool is a classic crap. Oh God, Osimhen is delightful and always happy to watch him. Yeah. Did you say good morning, boss? Good morning to you. As a Patrick say Liverpool the worst team with 29 points and 10th on the log. Yes, they are the worst team. Name one team under them that they are better than. That is better than them. Sorry. Name one team under them that is better than them. What are you? Which argument you want me? A team that chased Man City. I mean, Man City still they fail, they still they second. Liverpool went from second to ninth. You're happy. What's team in the Premier League right now? My guy, hybrid 10, Roland, he said, I just wake up early. I say, make a tune in to my star. The guy calls me star. Thank you very much. Okay, before sleep, come again. Man, I missed this show. I know. Lord Mayor, I say, as a Patrick, Liverpool need call out Udan. Una no go win the next two games. Jesus Christ. There's something personal about this one. I know they talk for the matter again. As a Patrick, you say, Lord Mayor, leave me. No, we're not going to leave you. You go there yet. I'm very soon. As a Patrick will tell you, saying, MFN is support. All the team we support, they're not getting MFN did that. He said, I did queue now. You know, let me say one thing. You know, this is the point where I say God has been faithful. Since all this queue thing started, so me naturally, I'm used to cashless. I'm not the guy you would catch hands down with cash in his hand because I find it hard to account for my money when I use cash. So long before now, long ago, probably, and my wife will say it's because of my living abroad. I've always believed that if my money is cashless, if I do cashless transaction, I can track at the end of the month, I track my spending. How did I spend this money? How much I made? You know, I always create a ledger. How much did I make this month? How much did I spend? How did I spend it? Who did I spend it on? What should I cut off so that I can have savings? Right? So this cashless thing they affect me. Now, the greatest part of doing this job is you just have some people who love you to the very depth. The total filling station next to my estate. The guy who's the dealer there happens to be my fan since 2004. But not only that, he's also watched me play when I was playing in the league because he also played in the Nigerian league for 3 years. So he's also watched me play. So he's followed me from that time. I never queue by fuel. Like I don't struggle with the fuel thing. Sometimes you just follow the other gate, the exit gate, enter. I don't wait, get to my turn, I buy my fuel, I go. Queue for money. Nah. Using Naira to buy Naira. Nah. I'm just on my own. It's God's grace. So Nigeria, again, it goes back to that thing that I always say. When you speak bad, and a lot of people will be angry with me for this, but I'm just saying this is my own thing. When you keep speaking bad about a place, sometimes when things begin to go bad, you are going to get the most of the bad. When you speak good of a place too, things could be going bad, but you're just like me in the side where things just go well for you. That's the way I see it. This is my own interpretation of what's happening to me. It's not really funny. It's not nice. I mean, you want to see, but I'm just grateful to God that the name that I have is opening doors. It is with me, I don't feel like it is with me that I have to go through all this. When I say people complaining, Jesus. The other day, somebody came and gave me 20,000 naira of the new note. You just come, hey, you're not getting new notes. I said, I don't even know what to be new note. That won't get money for bank to get new notes. The guy said, okay, I call your area. It's okay. That's when I come out for junction, I ask my enemy 20,000 new note. I can't give my wife like, babes, this is the first ever new note, 1,000 I'm having. I don't think I need it. You need it better. You do POS, you do business, you need cash. I don't need cash. Take. The good woman did not pay it into my account. She saw it as gift. Say, I'm money now, I'm money now, her money. You know the way women do this now, but it's not a big deal. I just happy like that's the first time I touched that money, and I guess it's the only time anyway. Okay, let's move forward. Hybrid 10 is say you deserve more. You're fine, gentleman. I beg. No mention. No, I go mention that. Hey, if to say you do bad, we'll talk for 1 year. So if I say do good, you don't say this thing, let me just say this. I mean, the show is almost over. Let me just say this. There's this thing that we do, like in the black race, where if people do good for us, we kind of like feel like it's my right. I mean, I too much. I sabi. You know, like girls, when you get that money, say, I want to sleep with me. But if they do you bad, you go and tell everybody, you see what we do video. So if people do good for us, we should allow it to, because one day I was doing a mathematics, my student is in Ecobi, I was teaching them, and I said, somebody give you 10,000 naira. You don't know how much the person earns per month. You don't know how many days he had to work to earn 10,000 naira. And you feeling like, oh, come on, 10,000 naira give me. Meanwhile, what he has given to you might just be, probably is any 2,500 naira per day. He's giving you 4 days of hard labor of 12 hours of work. And you are there thinking, come on, 10,000 naira if you give me, right? So we should always be grateful, no matter, even if Dangote give you 10,000. Be grateful because you don't deserve one. You don't work money giver, right? And so what? So person you they talk on radio, then they go dash you money. Or they'll dash you just say, I beg you, bros, thank you. I don't feel like you try, you not easy. I'm giving. I sent somebody. There was somebody who had a problem one time and needed 10,000, and I know that the problem was more, and I had money that time, you know. And I said 100,000, and I went to like our schoolmates. He was not chatting with another of our friends. Said, this that's the way they do, like say the big man. I don't tell us how the big man. Now come on, 100K send me. Now I forward the message which she sent me. Say she and her pikin they don't get food, they on the verge of homelessness. And I sent that to the I said, oh, see what they send me. So they asked for 10K and I give them 100K. They said I see come on 100K. I sent. Well, no wahala. Next time, Auntie Yemi send me message again. I don't even answer. I just look up. It's obvious I read about. I don't answer. So sometimes gratitude is important. No matter who the person be or how you think say the person get money, it's very, very important. Let me say, Patrick, I remember when you did talk plenty last season. Kama don't visit you. Last season, said we quadruple. Yes, Patrick, call reply. Say, Mayor, I know they ever talk plenty. Akibola Larry, it's been a while. He said, Nottingham Forest seems to be finding its way up the table. I don't tell you now. I tell you now. I remember you said you doubt it if Nottingham would be relegated. They're not going to relegate. They're not. That's it. Even the Premier League themselves not going to relegate. Wait after 30-something years, just come back, and they go relegate again. Wait till happen. And then Jesus. I just realized that Osimhen reminds me of George Weah. That guy is a beast. Osimhen. I watched Osimhen at close range. I sat down with him. We've had conversation. That boy mindset. Hey. But then you remember, because City lost. What do you type there? If could do, what do you type? I don't know. Be a motivation for Arsenal to even go stronger. Onward now. Now imagine we won, we would have been 8 points clear, but we move on to the next Brentford. Brentford, will beat Brentford, will still be 8 points clear, so no big deal. Adegbola Oluwaseun for me, say for me, I think Chelsea job is too big for Graham Potter. So let him go. I think so too. I'm on the same place with you. Lord Mayor, now is a Patrick. Now I carry you on this show today. He says a Patrick. Now Everton when I get next to Shandak football coming on our way. 3 defensive midfielder running non-stop, tireless play. Well, Liverpool figure beat them. Liverpool have beat them. But last time they played was 0-0, right? Okay, then I can say why we know they play for all this free weekend. I beg we get a standing. They go tight the fixtures for us for front. Don't worry, they not get early. Arsenal not get early stage of the Europa because they top their group. So Man United go play that period, maybe the figure again. Leo Ode says, boss, I don't see Xavi as baby coach. Oh. As long as them continue to win like this, then teams need to fear her. People don't fear her. They say a baby coach. They say an upcoming coach. Boss, I did yes say Chelsea they look to sign Osimhen. Yes, there is that deep conversation, but then they want to get past. I also heard that conversation, and it's very, very strong. The funny thing is the conversation is strong for the summer, but from the way they say it, this is what I heard, and I'm not going to tell you my source. This is what I heard. Chelsea made a pitch to Aurelio Llorente. They met at the yacht over on top of the sea, and they said to him, we don't want to have this conversation, whether private or public, right now because it might distract him. Obviously, Chelsea is a big club, and from the look of things, he's a Chelsea fan. We don't want to have this conversation. We are chasing the title, and it looked like this is the year we'll win it. One time, they made the same mistake where Gonzalo Higuain was scoring. That season that he scored 36 goals in the league. And then Juventus was a conversation from January to the end of season, and it distracted him. So they say, guys, we will be in the market, we'll have this conversation, but let's just finish the season and be focused. So I think that's what happened, and the matter was quashed. Man United also came to the party. Man United actually offered 105 million for Victor Osimhen, and they told them that's not a conversation that we're ready to have. So 105 million when you're buying DJ Turner, Anthony, for that amount of money, you're paying this amount of money for this player. You want to come and pay Serie A top goal scorer. So I think Man United realized that, and the way it's going, by the end of the season, that money might not, even the 120 that they asked them to pay before would not even be the starting offer anymore. So let's see how it goes anyway. But Chelsea are a strong force in the conversation. But now they need to change their coach and see how it goes. That's the information that I have. Oh, things might change as we go. The other one, you said like Real Madrid, like Man City. Hybrid time, he said that thing. What EPL team, apart from Arsenal bias, do you think Osimhen should join if he decide to transfer? You know, the funny thing is, I think Manchester United is a good fit for him. It's just that I worry about Rashford. Now, having said that, look at the players in Chelsea, the players that they have at Chelsea. Mikhailo Modric, yes, I agree that over the weekend it was pocketed. We've also seen Bukayo Saka pocketed in about 3 or 4 games. And you look at the players, if they can get in like 2 creative midfielders to that team, and you put Osimhen in the middle, my point, this is my opinion, I think that Chelsea is the best place for him to go, but they shouldn't give him the number 9. They should give him another number. That number is cost in that club. They should give him number 11 or number 20 something or so, but not number 9. I think he would do well. Having said that, I would have loved for him to go to Liverpool. I like the way Jurgen Klopp plays, but lately, since like Jurgen Klopp has lost it completely, and even if he goes to this Liverpool have not like put in enough midfielder, because as a striker, there's nothing you can do if you don't have the supply chain. So a striker is a supply and demand. Your demand is to score goal, but you need to get the supply. If the supply does not come in, you don't go score. So the way Liverpool are playing without creating midfielder, banking on fullbacks that are not tired, Liverpool is a rebuild, and that Liverpool rebuild might take 5 years. The fact that there's also Newcastle now, I don't know what kind of investment Newcastle will do. So if I have to pick aside my Arsenal bias, I think it's going to be Newcastle, Chelsea, and thirdly Man United. But Man City is a no-go area. Pep Guardiola does not know how to coach strikers. Look at all the strikers that I played for Pep Guardiola. They've all not end up doing too well. And every time he's got that kind of leading striker, his team have not done well. Apart from Lewandowski at Bayern, and that's because the Bayern structure forced his hand. Other than that, Pep Guardiola does not know how to coach striker. Pep Guardiola built his team around midfielders. I don't want Osimhen to do that. You already have Alvarez. You already have, Erling Haaland. I don't think Osimhen should have anything to do with that. That's my opinion anyway. I might be completely wrong. This is not like, oh, your opinion is de facto God opinion. You cannot be challenged. No, I can be wrong, okay? But this is my opinion on that matter, just based on the way you asked the question. Ola Matthew, it's been a while. Yeah. That just they give me joy this season. Personally, I think he should join Newcastle United. I also think so too. Additional offer, I said Arsenal is just made destined to win the league this season. Excuse me. When Arsenal is winning, others go draw and lose. When they even manage to draw or lose, others go come draw and lose. Very interesting. I say Kelechi Iheanacho should leave Leicester. I don't trust Brendan Rodgers. What do you think? Uh, one, one on one side is Brendan Rodgers, but on the other side is Kelechi Iheanacho. The question I like to ask is, does Kelechi Iheanacho, as much as he's prodigiously talented, Nigeria's most talented player right now, like Kano Wako, but does he have the work ethics that will make him go to another club and play regularly? Or is more concerned about that salary that comes with the contract that he's got? So it's not really a Brendan Rodgers thing, it's a Kelechi thing. And let's be honest and be fair. It's a public space, but I'm going to say Kelechi have a niggling knee injury that have been there since under 17. That injury have not gone. It's not been treated properly. It goes and comes. What's it called? Leicester have tried their best to manage it. So it's about, if it's good, Kelechi most likely will fail medical if he tries to go to any other club. So there is a so-so in this conversation around Kelechi Iheanacho. Good player, talented player, but he doesn't have the work rate that matches it at all. He doesn't have the work ethics that matches it at all, and then his attitude is disgusting. Let's not forget that. As a particular say, I think I've watched every content from this channel. You deserve an award, and help us preach to others to watch, view, and comment. Ibrahim Abiola, are you sure every content from this channel? Are you sure? That's incredible. We'll put up over 1,000 content. Ibrahim Abiola, it's a good morning, boss. Good morning. Happy New Week. Wishing you a speedy, quick recovery. I bet. Let me ask Liverpool fans, what is going on exactly these days? Liverpool fans, what are going on? Eze Patrick is here to answer you. Eze Patrick never answer. He say, Ibrahim Abiola, we are shit right now. Thanks for your care. Okay. Now we can't banter you again because you've already put us where we're not going to fit up to you again. So thank you very much for that. One example on Instagram, I say that Kelechi salary is mad, over 100K per week. I'm not sure the ambition to move is really there. Thank God to you know. There are some things that when I look at it, that's like, this is not going to fit move. This is not going to fit move. The things working against him is his own problem. But you cannot argue against his talent. Kelechi talent, that left leg is one of the most educated left leg in the world. Though. But that's what Kelechi football career would be. I said this in 2018. People said I was hating on it. People said I was beefing it. When I also said he shouldn't go to the Nations Cup in 2019, how can you talk like that? Some people say I don't like Igbo people. No, it's not about liking Igbo people. I just don't think Kelechi Iheanacho have what it takes to put in the work. But people don't understand that. Okay. And it is sad. Slick Jude, he said, I just subscribe. When can we start supporting as patron? Anytime, reach out to me. That's it. Support the project. Okay? Reach out to me, send me a DM. Let's have a conversation. But people don't see that way. I like the way this guy put it. Let me read it again. He said that Kelechi salary is mad. Let me use Nigerian way to read it. That Kelechi salary is mad, over 100K pounds per week. I'm not sure the ambition to move is really there. I'm reading it like if my mother they read that. The ambition to move, you know, they do, mommy. Because that's not that club that'll pay him that amount of salary. Let's be very honest. That's not that club that'll pay him. It's hard. It's hard. Is he talented? Nobody can argue against his talent. But talent is just there. It's just there. I used to tell people when I first started the radio, I was like, I will use my hard work to overrun you people because the biggest talent you have in radio is your voice. People who had the voice, George Acien, Tony Bekenderemo, Big ID. I looked at these guys and how do I measure up with these guys? These voices are voices that God gave them and say, go and be on radio. I mean, I have this voice that sound like parrot, like rats. Waitable press. I needed to overcome that voice because I was intimidated. I won't lie. For guy worried boy, I was intimidated. Because every time we're having me to say, George said the voice is made for radio. Oh, what a rush. And then in Africa, there was, you know within you, say you're no good. You know. So what do I do to measure up? I started talking fast, I started reading, started doing research, and then I realized, okay, all these guys are not playing ball, I play ball. So when we talk tactics, I will talk from a tactical point of view. I have a UEFA C license. I get these things. Don't be ashamed to bring it up. Even if they laugh you, even if they mock you, bring it up. And I remember at the beginning, hey, you have all this one, and you are here following us to drag microphone. Well, we go and use it to coach. But I was willing to work out. I didn't go late. I was always there. Because when they say hard work will beat talent, if talent refuses to work hard. So you can be talented, have it like full house, ocean size. But if you don't go work hard, bros, I'll just say forget. I have seen players in Ajegule where if they play ball, me say go sit down. But they don't work hard. Me, I work hard and I had the grace of God. That's me and I just sat down. We were talking. That this is off record. We're just talking. So, boy, forget to that Ajegule one from come. Am I really? Yeah. Say, bros, forget our friendship. Am I really a talented footballer? When you say all the footballer where you don't see, so am I really one of the most talented ones that you have seen? I said no. You say, but look at where I did. Look at what I've achieved in the game compared to them. Grace, but then there's hard work. You have to work hard. Though. I tell people every day around me, I say, look, in media, I'm not the guy who deserves to be where I am. Even though I'm never reached where I dream of, but I'm not the guy. No training, no media training, nothing. Just show up, bamboozling my way to here. Changing the whole industry. Like the whole industry is changing on my whims and caprices. I know it's you go work hard. You can actually put a little bit of hard work to his talent. People will go measure up with that. They're not plenty. They're not even do. Not be say plenty. They're not do. Additional, I said Kelechi did a great job yesterday, but consistency is the issue. The second goal yesterday really showed that they are not playing for him to break record. You could see the joy in their faces. Yeah, saw that too. Johnny Gaffar, my Man United brother from London. Thank you very much. I'll still get back to you. I'm just articulating my thought properly. He said, and Nicole is the fourth all-time Premier League scorer and only ever took 2 penalties in his career, scoring one and missing the other. You sabi something. You sabi. I used to like Andy Kosha. There was a part of me that was a secret fan of Manchester United. And do you know why? Let me tell you guys this story. I wrote a letter to like almost every club in Europe. Louis van Gaal, that's how I always respect Louis van Gaal to my death, sent me a bundle. I wrote, I'm a young footballer trying to grow, trying to make it in the game, and I want to watch tactical play. Send me a full carton of cassette, VHS cassette, of tactical play, movement, positioning, and this thing. Say, this football, now they realize, say, football chose me. Sarah wrote me a letter from Manchester United, signed by Byron, not me computer, Byron, signed by Sir Alex Ferguson. We frame and put for our house. My mother valued that letter from Manchester with Manchester United red logo. If I don't pass my school certificate, my mother put up for them. If people just come visit her from nowhere, they're not talking about, they don't know anything about football, they don't know Mr. Alex Ferguson. My mom will just bring the conversation. He said, what Oyibo coach where they for abroad? He said, later I call my son. And I do that. How my mom brings that conversation up till today, I cannot explain it. At here, my mom can even be in church. I mean, just be talking to you, just bring the thing will just come inside. Oh, I just smile. They kidnap me. I don't understand. But it used to be funny. And I remember when I did that Al Jazeera stuff and it was on Al Jazeera. And then they now put it on TV in church. My mom went from here. My mom was even higher than the deacons of the church. Illiterate woman picking. We don't go abroad, go do science and wonders. They speak English for TV. Hey God, thank you. And teacher Lava says some people, when they say Potter needs time, I laugh in Greek. 4 months and inside that time, Queen don't die. What cannot come and go? Ten Hag don't get structure. Yet Potter still need time. No, you go say that same time, Peter will be in movement, he does strong. Tinubu don't give us a new shade of blue. Atiku don't show us say let Narusdebole. We are still in this conversation of Potter at any time. Okay. It's a Patrick, he said, boss, I did queue for fuel. I am a factory worker that needs fuel. I know we are all see, bros, we're all the same. And they buy fuel most of the time. My money, na fuel, and I did take out. My savings, na fuel. Because you have to run. Why we're not on air, we're editing, we're cutting clips, we're hoping for the next best thing. It's not easy. Bros, I know. It's the way they talk, so I know easy. I didn't have to say, you're right, Elegotel. Positivity is key. No matter the situation, wherever you are, bless that place, make the best out of it. Thank you very much. Leo, they say, boss, may Almighty God bless you for this you just said now. That's why I sent 20K to one person like that. He not even call me until now. Can they call him to know if he don't collect? See, if you not entitled, me on my own, some days I just wait because see, I won't lie. Some people have been very nice to me. People like Linda AK, Peter, I will know they just look, they're not even the way my eyes and begin, sir. Take, bros, I know say you need, you know what, the form too big to ask. Take. As I get to, I will send to this person. I know people way there around me way it tough for, right? But sometimes just receive her. Sometimes I will even send a message, say, I say you 10K, I say you 20K, have fun. Say, I say, just like that. Oh, God. Now, long story short, I'm not going to cry if I talk this thing. But in the pain. Like, just in the pain. Every time this, what's it called? I teach I say, the mindset is the difference between him and other Nigerian players. I just love that guy. I teach I say, DJ Turner. Not DJ Turner, Anthony. Every time he say, you are right about Keleshi's work ethic. I don't know about his name. No, he's got an injury. He's got a very, like, that recurring nail. Like, you treat him, but he will come, you just feel one sharp pain in it. Like what happened to Marco Van Basten. He said, Patrick, he said, I just imagine Osimhen playing for Madrid for 5 years. Damn. I love that period for Nigerian players. God bless the families of those that paved the way. Yes, so DJ Lafama says, wow, never knew about that injury, but his attitude needs to be right to make it work. They said another thing about being talented, and that's why I cut him a lot of slack. I was explaining to my friend during the World Cup qualifiers what he did. I was like, I said, no, we can't put this video out. If you put this video out, one, you'll just kill his career completely. I can understand his frustration. It's not really had it good after under 17 with the national team. Every time it seems like it's going to happen, something's good. So it's reacting in pain. But not everybody reacts the same way. If I'm in pain, I get quiet. Like if something they pay me, I'm quiet. I'll just shut up. Because I have seen myself in pain before and I react. I don't stab somebody, put out for a wheelchair, I almost blind somebody's eye. So now I'm matured. Like in my reaction, you do me something. And my wife like, you did a verse. No, I did verse. So, but I don't verse before. I've lived one life before. I don't verse before. I know the things that I have done. I don't want to do that again. So when I'm angry, I exit the scene. That's why you won't catch me in beer parlor, go to viewing center. Nah. I might not be responsible for my reaction, and it will do too bad. So stay house, don't worry. That's why I like to get lights all the time. I can just leave my house and watch. I will pay for internet. God help me too. Some people just dash me data like that. I'll just manage the good. You know, so sometimes people react differently when things are not going well for them, especially when you know you're good. If you're not good, it's okay. But you know you're very, very good and things are not going on. When I injure that time, everybody I wish you, everybody I meet, everybody I see, there is an evil eye wanting to look you. I had to outgrow that. Like, no, this is not how life is now. You can't consider everybody to be bad. Okay, that's how I changed. But it was really bad. Afar by you say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Gratitude there. They important, true. Thank you, boss, and have a great day. Tosi Adebambo to say, oh now. He said, great job, bro. Thank you very much. Ufoma Dijala said hard work will beat talent if talent refuses to work hard. Every time he said, I'm really worried about Super Eagles. We have having a plethora of quality striker, but a paucity of midfielders and even defender. How are we going to succeed? I think if our league was good, we'll find the defenders in our league. But unfortunately, we don't have it. So I don't know how it's happening. God will help us. And God, even me, that worry where you get, I also have it. I had that conversation like 2 days ago with some people, and we're trying to look at for solution, but it's not as easy. It's not like you can go somewhere and go and sign players for national team. Everything say is a fuel truly 1,000 naira per liter. I did okay. So some parts of Nigeria, I see they buy at 185. Some people they buy 350. Some people they buy 500. My friend in Warri bought 500 per liter. Somebody else in Kogi said he bought 1,000 per liter, but that's black market. Now the thing is, filling stations no even get. So when you see for black market, there are some people have bought like that. I have bought a 25 liter before for 32,000 naira because I needed to do the production prior to that match that we went to go and stream. I bought 25 liter, two of it, 64,000 naira. It was with tears in my eyes because so I don't get money like people. So to spend money anyhow, they had me. My addiction are perfume, but as money not there, I've stopped wearing designers perfume. Like if there is one thing that my wife will tell you that one thing that they will use juju to take my money is perfume. Perfume. And then the reason that. But as I come there, they do this project, I can realize say you don't really need to wear Versace perfume to smell good. You can combine 2005, 5,000 naira. So as long as it not be a bulky perfume, you will still smell good. So I bought fuel at a price where I feel bad using the fuel, but I needed to work with it. Okay. So yeah, if somebody say they bought fuel for 1,000 per liter, I'm not gonna argue. I never thought that the day will come where somebody will say, give me 20,000 naira for POS, and then the person will tell you, give me 6,000 naira as your charges. Or like my wife went to the market, she needed to take 50,000 from a woman. And the woman said, you give me transfer 60,000 for me to give 50,000. It was crazy. When she called me, I said, babe, if you need that, if it's a need, do it. But if it's something you can do with that, don't. Because I also don't want, women, if you don't go let her collect the money now, you don't come and say, women, that money, it's a collector now. It's how I do this or that. If you want to do it, do it. I will make the money for you eventually. That's the way I feel. So I can't really sit here and tell you I've not bought for 1,000 per liter, but I bought black market that broke my heart. Even till today, I still feel bad about it. Okay. Where did I stop? 1,000 per liter. It's a Paris hybrid. No, it's a 320 year in Ojo, Lagos. Though some place is 600 naira. It's a Patrick. There is no fixed price now because of its scarcity for country we get crude oil. Hybrid, he said thanks for the info. Is it Patrick? Lord Mayor, I say he get one French Arsenal jersey. I did trip for French one. I mean, like fresh one talk. Every time he said, I don't know, say you like cologne or I said that if you use perfume kidnap me. At some point, I had to be very careful. I remember back in the day, my mom come tell me, say, like say they don't do something for perfume. Perfume. If you call me, say perfume, you know that you sell perfume. I could come and lock down your shop. Every perfume that smells good. See, today I don't know how to use only one or two perfume. Like, Jesus, perfume is my addiction. And that one are my weakness. Some people are alcohol, some people are women, some people are gaming. Perfume. Perfume and sneakers. Oh, good though. Perfume, sneakers, V-neck polo. The user do me something. Let me say, he gets okay. I don't think I'm afraid now. Hybrid say Nigeria, I think that's where we will stop. We're done. Slim West 08 he said the sex party video. Nah, no, not that video. That video, I bought that video. I bought that video from the girls, and no, not the sex party video. It's the one after the World Cup qualifiers that we failed to qualify. His behavior. Let's not talk about it. That's sex party video. I still have it on my hard drive, but I think I need to delete it. Or somebody else going to see it one day. Man, some of my friends they said that video. Yeah, short penis, small penis. Very good show. Same like that man for back. Can we climb inferior? Now my own. Maybe they sell out for Nigeria. All right, guys, I need to go. Time is up. We've done extra 24 minutes on the show today. Thank you very much for your time on the show. Let's do this again tomorrow. Emmanuel Sebastian will be here. Myself and Emmanuel Sebastian will be here for the recorded version. And then on Wednesday, we'll be back again on live stream. God bless you. All you guys have been fantastic people. Johnny Gaffa says, hold on. So that sex party was actually real. See, apropos. It is London people like to know apropos. Only London boys. It is so real, eh? It's so real. It really passed real, sir. It really passed real Madrid. But let's end the matter here and move on. Let's say when people say Nigerian journalists they do their work, well, I just laugh. I say the players who would they protect, players who will go get belly, do abortion, get one die, journalists go intervene, cover the matter. Some players will come back, they don't shop their money, they don't get access to money. We will buy flight tickets, then they go back so that they don't go late. And people they forget all those ones. Say only the big players. That's all average middle class players. When we say they misbehave, but that's not. If we they behave like UK journalists, that's also story we they sell every day. I mean the one where they beat their wife. Their wife will reach out to us and no, madam, you don't have to make this a public. You have to keep it down. One wrong about for England because of that matter, because of beating of wife matter. The wrong about for England. I don't mention the club when decide. But I don't go to say I will talk. But let's go, Sha. We'll do this thing again next time. Bye-bye.